The Substance broke me. This was the first horror movie I've watched that actually scared me. The fear of aging is so ingrained in me that at 26, I start to notice fine lines on my face. Now, at 28, it's unsettling to realize that those lines will only deepen over time. The Substance displays that fear brilliantly. Coralie Fargo, the director, described this film with one word: violent.
The violence of him, even more violent. Violence.
I felt it too. There's something inherently violent about time. It ticks forward without permission, changing you, stripping away what once brought you admiration. It tells you no more, and it's very forceful in doing so. The film's message can be summarized with these two lines: who will be the next Elizabeth Sparkle? And they are going to love you. These lines reminded me of Clara Bow by Taylor Swift. The song is about the cycle of being replaced in Hollywood. She sings, "Beauty is a beast that roars, down on all fours, demanding more." This line mirrors Sue's demand for more time over Elizabeth. By the end of the song, she sings, "You look like Taylor Swift in this light. We're loving it. You've got edge. She never did. The future is bright, dazzling." It's the same cycle. Talent managers now replace her with the next sparkly, dazzling star. This film makes the viewer feel exactly the way Elizabeth does. It creates an overwhelming, oppressive atmosphere. Take the long hallway scene where orange walls are lined with posters of Elizabeth in her prime as she walks by people wishing her a happy birthday. It feels suffocating. Then there's a bright, hot spotlight. First, when she's introduced on stage at the beginning, and again at the end when she's transformed into the monster. At one time, she craved that light. Now, she feels overwhelmed and uncomfortable. Now, let's talk about Harvey, the producer of Elizabeth's show. My God, is he repulsive, and that's exactly how Coralie wants us to feel. First, he demands a younger replacement for Elizabeth. Then, he invades the audience's space and literally pees on us. As if that wasn't enough, he proceeds to chomp on a pile of shrimp, symbolizing Elizabeth herself. The gross sounds and close-up shots of him eating, juxtaposed with her horrified reaction, put us inside her head. We feel her disgust. The horror elements in The Substance hit hard. Watching the effects of the mysterious liquid on Elizabeth's body was sickening. It's a reminder that the pursuit of beauty is often grotesque and painful. One scene that really intrigued me was the conversation with the nurse at the diner. At the hospital, he spoke positively about the substance, claiming it changed his life. But now he says, "She's eating away at you, isn't she?" It's clear that there's a disconnect between the two, and the substance is not as advertised. The same thing happens between Elizabeth and Sue. When Sue wakes up, she seems unaware of what Elizabeth has done. It's a metaphor for addiction, particularly addiction to beauty treatments. Once you get filler, you don't want to stop, and in the end, you ask yourself, what have I done? Another chilling effect of the substance was unveiled when Elizabeth was about to go on her date. She wanted to go on the date to prove the nurse wrong. "Everything's fine," she says, but this scene proves otherwise. She was confident until she saw Sue. That moment of hesitation ruined her. I was screaming internally, "Just go," but she didn't. She let insecurity win, something that I, and I'm sure many others, relate to. The soundtrack is brilliant. Fun, upbeat workout music laced with sinister undertones. It perfectly captures the film's eerie mix of glamour and horror. The use of Sparkle's sound effects when she first transforms, and again when she's fully become the monster at the end, is particularly effective. She's begging to be a star again, screaming, "I'm the same!" But no amount of Sparkle sound effects or glittery makeup will make the audience see past her now grotesque appearance. So, who made the substance? Why is it so mysterious? At first, I wanted answers, but then I realized that's the point. It's interchangeable with every new trend or diet fad. These trends appear out of nowhere, take over our collective consciousness, and are blindly followed. Elizabeth is only the 503rd person to use it. She's still a lab rat. Just like how we don't know the long-term effects of drugs like Ozempic, yet they've already become ubiquitous in Hollywood. The ending of this movie is haunting. As Sparkle falls over what's left of Elizabeth, her life flashes before her eyes. Then she melts, literally washed up by the cleaner, reduced to nothing more than an inconvenient puddle to be swept away. Overall, The Substance is an incredible film that I'll be revisiting many times. I give it a score of 9.5 out of 10. What did you guys think of this movie? Do you have any theories about its meaning? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.